the starting, you know. The probability say Arsenal budget the Champions League this season, and I'm a person start to hormone. Arsenal da 28.7%, Inter Milan 25.5%, PSG 24%, and Barcelona 21.8%. Na omo year statistics me nya sure say na wo even though na obeka kire na pese me busa say die no mudi gina so a omo de ma ye hunu say the Arsenal na daka ne omo aben trophy no ho na Inter Milan ne PSG etoto so na Barca abeweto na so man timi amfa bibisa a ma me kire ye dia na che say em say opta for ma hu say logo ne da ho ntie opta for na che say aye. But in my little,
so man should rate Real Madrid, sir. Before so mobile boss.
Yeah. But my little problem I have here, and say, yeah, share percentages are, yeah, percentile these things. Now they catch me idea back up. I'm the last round of games, you know, and normally the percentages a buy. Last round of games. PSG Aston Villa game, you know, and no day Arsenal and right who here Inter Milan fear hosting Bayern Munich, and of course Barcelona against Borussia Dortmund. So all cast a game way now they cast them there. Me, I would agree with the Osho Habia. Barcelona against Borussia Dortmund. It wasn't a game of BOD Basachi or BOD football achievement me Ajiatum say Basa ball way there or bought the Aquaco Champions League, you know, or a certain trouble amana ye. That Dortmund game no not and yet. You are looking also at Inter Milan game or back Alliance Arena Ababeshe 2-1. Now all hosting Bayern, a very attacking side company as I call to Bayern more traditional super pepe. Now but Jatum say Inter Milan for the progressive. But look at the game at Inter for a ball. You're also talking about Arsenal against all odds. No be Arsenal be film. But yo, this is the reality. Teams now can see any no okay PSG squad we are me Luis Enrique we adwuma pa na omo journey in reaching this stage of the competition no me the do na be my coach no instead of the squad the person me say the sources of this PSG team no do na no coach no ono na watimi lead this squad we put together. Amana ye discuss PSG ho asemo in the Champions League. Yen discuss superstars, but ye discuss stars being made by Luis Enrique the manager. E bini wan Bakola mo ebo boni omudi Desiree Doué. These guys they were not stars before the Champions League. But the Champions League under Luis Enrique has made them stars in their own version. You move out to Barcelona this season, it has been a solid performance. Me percentages in there. Me fanya ejuma.
Okay.
I still feel says Barcelona can say on any day or bonnet to get 4-2-3-1 all players who Barca will still come very stronger. Yes. Barca will still come very stronger. Testegin very tenny about very late about the cash you know goalkeeping department in Bejan Def aside Inaki Peña. Central defense, no Martinez Beba. You will not bench your best central defender against a team who will be free. Martinez will be back to the fold. Aroho Besako back now by partner Kubasi. Right back Kunde has been there, but Baldi Beba Ombano. We are still waiting. That is the only place I may asterisk. That left back position, the only place I'm the asterisk. Other than that, in Fiifi, a more chunk of quality. In the final third, Inter Milan may right to out. Maka, the back three system has been championed so well by Simone Inzaghi. Back three, the amount for the Babeji Laurel. So Antonio Conte is a modern day manager. My back three, for Juventus and then for Chelsea. But Nanseya back friend there. Alonso the Biagio Leverkusen.
Yes.
Now Simone Inzaghi back friend there. He used that same system against Man City or Champions League and Man City and Pep Guardiola or Borremo. Back friend is this season. And I'm about very, very fast. Arsenal team, no, a team are no more under no pressure. I'll be talking a lot about that game, you know.
Okay.
So Shadrack here ready on second now, that game, no kakra. But apart from request, only two job me free hormone, yeah. Champions League we say IFA. Me shop buying game no di asma me kind say Hurricane na on deserve so be call buying team no.
Bi o hono ma we say nyina TRCC na say it is the greatest club competition in the world. I don't think any club competition comes closer to the kind of euphoria Champions League in the Maya. And I had attention and all the Real Madrid game. So even after going down by 3-0 in the first leg, fancy Real Madrid actually is almost as the ultimate royalty when it comes to the UEFA Champions League. obi attention wɔ mu game so hwɛ kɔ mo fa so high P game no esi sɛ bi bɔnɛ mi na ne ho atɔ no kora na nyɛ kitikiti bi aka ɔde behunu nkoda nti wo hwɛ Real Madrid team ni din a it looked like as if tactically they were literally out of the competition and even the results wise but the aura and the respect of more in the competition no and now how a more attention city bar so a more Champions League in the year strong. That is why histories attached to the Champions League in the sono a year strong. There are things you will not understand now, but there are things you will understand tomorrow. It been a see Arsenal and the Real Madrid game no yatrawo. But this becomes the third time we are able Champions League. Yenya 4 teams from different leagues in the last 2 decades.
The last 20 years.
The last 20 years.
Wow.
It is starting from 2004, 2005, the banner. The first one in Yanya was in 2009, 2010. And Numuni Akomeah, Lyon, Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, FC Barcelona. 2009, 2010. Lyon, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Inter Milan. Inter ne Barca ne ball semi-final. And a Bayern Munich in Lyon. In the final, Inter Milan winning by 2-0. And you been 17-18. The Real Madrid share Liverpool 3-1 with Kiev. In the semi-final had different teams. And a Liverpool new Roma boy. And I think Real Madrid played one of the German teams was our semi-final. So this is the third time and this time around yes I Inter, your Barcelona, your Arsenal, and your Paris Saint-Germain. And they share this time around. So it shows you said the new format of the Champions League, one, ama competition now competitive. 2, ama a prepare towards getting to the knockout stages to face big teams due to our league format in it. And I will say so take a lot of energy from you because only proper squad depth. Only more 8 group matches in the Champions League. Play 2 more in the round of 16. Play 2 more in the quarterfinal. That means before I do semi-final, I got about 12 games. And I'll say league. And I'll say about the domestic cup competitions. And the new format will say also bring the best out of these players because maybe I'll be DBA matter the kind of opponent be Biano a matter. So I'm in love with the new format of the Champions League. And then Yonko you have an important place. Shadie figures now up for the buy. To be very honest with you, na me hunu figures wait to say your story.
Okay.
Me who figures we before I'll bear story. Na me in Ukraine. But in the morning I wrote something on my handle. Say Barcelona na the least favorite when it comes to teams 4 na can. I'm about the semi-final of the Champions League.
Yes, baby I agree. Dear ye ka say obetimi aja favorite no Barca ne twatwo kra.
Barca ne twatwo. I wrote it on my Twitter handle early in the morning. No craning yamene me dancing. Na me hu we. To be very honest, even the data account I me follow on Twitter no crano up tan count. It will me me phone crab it man need to know a glasses to say me follow up ta. I don't even follow them. But and you may be baby so. And said your car story which showed the entire me 2 years say Real Madrid was not going to qualify. No? A day before the game between Inter Milan and Barcelona, maybe I bet you the entire Barcelona or money chat war with teams on the Champions League.
That means Barca and qualify and go final.
Fancy will be here. I'll come and explain the reason why I believe that.
Okay.
Maybe church him at the Codiente and Meji 2 years. But I threw on group face no more boy, you know. Barcelona they share the most goals. Inter Milan conceded only 1 goal before the round of 16. Arsenal conceded 3 goals before the round of 16. Barcelona share a lot of goals. You bet PMU in the round of 16. Barcelona conceded 1 goal. 3-1. And almost share Benfica. And 1-0. So I one no more conceded no more the quarter final. Yeah, almost conceded 3 against Borussia Dortmund. Arsenal bought the round of 16. No share PSV saying 7. The second one number conceded Bobo saying 2-2. In the quarter final, no was Real Madrid home and away. And yes, small feet. The dynamics of the competition and the coaches that are stepping up with the kind of results we are getting. No? And my competition here dynamic and becomes predictable when it comes to results. But medical catchers is unpredictable when it comes to its history. It's unpredictable when it comes to its results, but it's predictable when it comes to its history. Arsenal appeared into another semi-final after 2007, 2008, 2009. Arsenal bought United. Cristiano Ronaldo, it was 2009. 2008. No, Cristiano Ronaldo boss long shots, no. So they've played the semi-final in 2 seasons. They've played the semi-final in 2009. But PSG, Inter Milan, Arsenal have a different thing to give us in this particular competition. Meaning, say a man for Besabe can I would tie I will be here. I will be here.
Because most will be say just one bad game. And I walk say Barcelona is the least favorite.
Ejuma we own. Mike Obeka said there was a time in 2021-2022. But in our studio, the first game of the Champions League, Barcelona won't qualify from the group stage.
So Casa I said Sebi.
I said why and I did the attempt now the only day you Barcelona qualify.
Echo Europa
no more house and I'm catch almost Europa and Muntimini. Entran Frankfurt in the show.
Yeah. So I'll give a Laporta Becker say Frankfurt for supporters need to take it as Barca fans.
I never knew about the next few years what will come. Mike, video no, me nim quite fast we pop up. I did not post it. Yet some pa me ka say within the next 3 to 4 years, me ka say with 2023. Ateta will be the coach of the Arsenal Champions League. For the first time. Oh, and at Arsenal team way there, and fancy football. No, I know fans are meant to be sentimental. That is why we are analysts. Inter.Newton cast Real Madrid lose 3-0. First leg no one qualify no. But Real Madrid supporters they don't be Newton. Oh no, pay us some now. Yeah, Barcelona bias now. You say, but you see. There's a reason why he is called an analyst. I'm not saying analysts are always right. We get it wrong. There are several times we've gotten it wrong. But they go beyond your normal assessment of games. And the new baby kabom normal coming together to the kind of decision they've made and be convinced about say this is how we want the game to do what? To go. Me as about to create me cast in be na me tell me say na kwa we na adwen here adwuma na ka results we be o ti be kofa we be go and no say me as I board do ade be to wonom to titare say we be go results say akwa kan ho bi be gigi no but he understands what he is doing. He has analyzing the situation far beyond. It is will be a fan. I'll have no problem with the fan saying say, oh time me, who you say because one, the truth of the matter is you are sentimental because it is your club.
Yeah.
But as analysts, we go beyond. Yeah, the history, yeah, the statistics, yeah, the form, yeah, the quality, yeah, the coaches no mujinan channel, yeah, factor BBR. Then we come to the results and we predict. That is how it is. But my show, the ABC on
say akromo de maupa.
I don't care. I don't care. Real Madrid fans even did worse than this. Real Madrid, you see, someone called me. Says me can't show. Obi friend me catch me say, "I'm in shey you me nkomodi am di Real Madrid ho na dem time omo ana."
The Real Madrid Nedia.
Obi say aka bi fa United. Hwe na woni ba she United wo fia.
To me.
Na nim say dey see United for asan wo mu wiase wo ba e kra say me ka for mo kra no. And then say obi kra say you to stadium United ko to stadium mo abo ati alo me ka che di ba kra so na the better pool ni mu. E ma ni remfi no ho. Me, I don't give a DAMN about whatever. I don't give a damn about how you feel sentimental about your club. I don't give a damn. But me, one thing I believe in myself here say, time and patience will always reveal what was right and what was wrong. I'm so happy for two players. Jacob Kivior on Edikai. The Tosumi Thomas Party. Jacob Kivior eba Arsenal no. Din so betu Gabriel Magalhaes. And Mekasi Sudja say, ka Gabriel Magalhaes go be bo game we be aka 2 leg na Real Madrid nya wan goal no kranje. Ana Real Madrid sa corners na ye bo na we apem ye kwa pem be tu krashe. But I think Kivior brings a different level of calmness and compliment to William Saliba. And my Arsenal is so calm in the 2-legged affair against Kylian Mbappe. He doesn't even rush. And now, low budget Pele, Hendrik, Okosoro Pembo bi to Nibusei. Fancy. Shakwaya Kivior fast so composing itself. Eddie can tree ball no. Esa take the second ball, David Raya saw board him. Now you are playing at the Bernabeu in front of the Ultra Sar in the second half, the white wall. Where the pressure. Normally, Real Madrid better remontada and one more tie free to send the over United the Stratford end. Uku Liverpool the cup for one ameboa. Some places you know a one more tie san your man. But look at the calmness of the defender. And I think he has grown and what to a certain level be a say no we register the among Arsenal centre backs as a never pressure new. Thomas Partey the 2-legged affair as a top professional and a top footballer. And the real say I say no open top DMs are untimi Thomas Partey fan film and we confirm say within the 2-legged affair. Arsenal are graduated from the stage ni enim se Champions League no akasefo no bo omo say no omam tromudi in the history book. When you beat Real Madrid it means what a certain level in terms of the Champions League with your standard.
Ana normally so share Madrid na say okoje o. Ana
omo ma share Madrid the Real Madrid the free money nyina in the last 5 seasons so makoje. But ade amane ehu ni say da ben na won say team bi share Real Madrid home and away in the Champions League. When was the last time you saw that? Minkase BC. But these are things that happen and yet easy say BC. Okay? Real Madrid and Fazabi Alonso someone tonche and they should do everything to get Jurgen Klopp. Yes.
Monfa Klopp out of retirement.
Oh Monfa na Alonso na no honchire no.
Klopp's gang pressing. It won't survive Madrid setup.
Aha na meba no.
The pressing.
The gang pressing style no. NCT Madrid they say be almost ton play, almost sacrifice players especially at forwards no. So almost ton.
Aha na meba no. Mike, thank you for that. Na me pesa de ne pa. It is difficult. Na no be case mu say it is difficult to accept change. But results will always be the point at which you understand say change now we are next one for sure. Minim club on your advance so be adapt to new CCC. Real Madrid and Caso more adapt pa. Real Madrid the club they adapt to the players in terms of their quality instead of adapting to the coach with your philosophy or even what you want to do. By mre edane and what dane will be. Me, I think managing players and Kasano Klopp have shown us a suit only players manage power. In terms of getting results, I have seen Klopp turn Liverpool from an average team to a top class team. And you'll be the same, made many who. I've seen Klopp turn the tides of Borussia Dortmund. It will collapse now. Dortmund after 97 neighbor no more year. Klopp be fair money who do the share Liverpool before Klopp. Now no near kick players be omokoto Michael play no crowd say the ball left back no spear they no ball Liverpool left back also one Konchesky Anna also be rad the era of Ben Rogers money that don't to baby kakra so be fry. But we know Emma Liverpool benya back their respect they have lost. Fancy. Me know other people might have different opinions, Zabiel, but I think the ideal man for Real Madrid should be Jurgen Klopp. The man management, hard work, tough mentality to do a lot of things and bridge the gap. No? Because you say, Germany back what is Spain one more what or more. Unimeduma pa Hansi Flick. Or bomb left and right, bomb which no more bomb and no more bomb which no more bomb and him. Bobo. Klopp will help Real Madrid. Or be left you not the Madrid so and then you bring. But who say Ruben Amorim control letter and ye here. Kasani and I go primary so. United make so many mistakes. Players make so many mistakes. You don't even have trust in whatever they can do tonight. You don't even know the United that will turn up. But United could turn up and you yes, Rene say United no omuni bibi a friend in Fiifi. Say ene who when they turn up good, I'm telling you, you don't bet match phone. When they turn up worse, you don't bet mobile who bet one.
Turn up kings.
Mike, what do that turn up? On a several remontada be
Regional Osia Queen. The Inter na say Barca.
I'm game set time kakao. Auntie. The idea no na players ni be grabbing available. You know.
But see
ideas will be some idea. Meka say Barcelona ye head kakriabi.
Hansi Flick a share Simeone Inzaghi pen. Bane Simeone Inzaghi at Lazio.
Okay.
With also Hansi Flick with Bayern. Obviously the gap of quality, between Lazio and Bayern was huge. And Ocean both legs. I'm expecting say that game will be very, very tough.
Yeah.
Me who never be a Federico Di Marco Moye on the day against Bayern that try against Barcelona when it's better show 2-3. But also, Sebastian be a team or be digging deep defensively. I'll bet me a Sanso man the attacking threat to beat me the Hana and Interphone.
When the man game interesting.
Yeah.
You are talking about Inter, we're solid. So Nkutaboa.
Yeah.
Very, very solid watch. That is why Champions League are able. Who Petima unconsidered goals pa.
Yeah, the least goes in there.
Now we are also talking about a team in Barcelona. And also a free scoring team.
Yeah.
Anymore will be able to go. And Barca team we know. No matter how solid and compact you are, especially with they know how to unlock the defense because it's a more expansive game because of the German.
That is why I'm saying in some match, When say Rich Obi but 3 back now. Ayana or expansiveness doesn't matter.
Okay.
You don't just have to be expansive. Because who expand the pitch now? Who you cut tactical board that's who expand the pitch now? You are going to see that who ball with your winger, but or double up on you in a 2v1 because or ball with the outside centre back and also more with the wing back. On one side, you get Federico Di Marco and Bastoni. I cover up, let's say, Lamine Yamal. On the other side, you get a certain Pavard next to a bench of Denzel Dumfries who are dealing with Rafinha. And you don't just have to be expansive. The trick in breaking down teams to say Inter is when you have players who can receive the ball in between the lines. And Inter may say, Danny Olmo will be very, very important because Barca team, so also Pedri Mbamenye, Seresa Icon will deeper. You need somebody to receive there. Lewandowski just have born a Chebi Bemana Kurimu. You need a certain Abranche friend Danny Olmo there. You need Rafinha to be in there. Say a bedroom one as a still Alejandro Baldemar. I mean that Gerardo Martino have to play on the wing. Only has Adier.
Yeah, who teams on me two robots.
Yeah.
But Barca team we.
Yeah.
It's me unlock you.
Not the level of Inter this season.
What? I'll take command.
All do Inter. But everybody knows it's a channel.
Okay. What do you do?
And Inter for those who near who say, or what defense ni ya. Or Timmy sounds to transitive about attack.
Sure.
With the wing backs now. It is senior Okano. Very interesting.
Very interesting.
And we'll see how.
No, some final parents now Casa there. 2 games in the bed.
Oh yeah, very, very solid.
Arsenal PSG.
Yeah.
What
very,
a match.
Very, very interesting set of games.
Two teams will be born.
Meaning say what's here no pay. As a Barca phone have made it clear to a more outlet. They say a brand here friend in Nico Williams. They have moved away from signing him.
Oh, so they are too. Because I'm maybe by Barca phone so.
But now
there's Rafinha, so there's no need.
It has been more official to a lot of the briefing of the pro Barca papers now. Because a brand here friend Nico Williams, they will let him go. It means that in the summer, 2 of the best wingers will be on the market, and Nico Williams Beckham will be on Rafael Leao.
Many fake you Beckham. You talk to him.
Now what are buying?
Kofi.
We be so simple question.
Question you have and said that name go me patch out me so about it in bay.
Manchester United.
Into the moment I'm a catcher say. Any brand in Beckham now. Probably I'm talking about Manchester United.
Are you ready to pay?
Kofi.
During this season, there was an element of Germany and Bayern in there because Bayern were final name and Omodeje and Ameboa. Then they met Barcelona en route to also the final. Semi-finals, I'm going to boy. I hear the same Barcelona. Exactly. Inter.Newton semi-final.
Barcelona.
Exactly. And I understand the Olympia Stadium and the history behind it. Say a tie crown among the Champions League nibino. A year or PM first time. But I also believe in something, and that thing has to do with the Inter Milan story. Then eventually it looks like the time is ripe for them to win the competition. I say this because semi-finals, none of them never experienced to say Inter Milan at this stage of the competition. Wabo final. In the last 3 editions, Wabo final back. Unfortunately, last year when me and replicate Medru semi-final, squad final, and Atletico Madrid uniform. But I keep saying this: we learn more from losing than winning. And to win to me and win, Osunya de frame no de akeka ho a or they are baba nenimu awa bedru this stage. And defensively they are the best team in the competition. And then statistically, more performing right from the league phase now they are one of the teams or more the top performers. So they deserve to be where they are. Then we come to the relative experience among the group. Arsenal in Madrid a frame, but we also saw them aware for some time now. This is perhaps a very unbalanced Real Madrid team. I say omo good and omo poor, but omo very unbalanced. And team Madrid squad no parody and a selection no parody. They don't reek of a solid team.
Yes.
Akejuma Bebrewo team ne ho a was here with Carvajal, it would have been a different story. With Militao, it would have been a different story. Again, you look at Fiifi ho any name ho. So you were Juma or Madrid team or somewhere. Arsenal eliminating them is a beautiful piece of art. Akomeah be reign the technical aspect, tactical, but a Juma Ateta a Sefata. But again, they are meeting Paris Saint-Germain, who are also one of the most informed sides in the competition. And to me, Their Madrid symptom or PSG strength. And their Madrid chair and credit chair Arsenal, no, they panicked. Pressure made Saliba lose the ball, and they lead to the only game Madrid share in the 2 legs of boy against Arsenal. So Arsenal are not so comfortable as it was portrayed in their 2 duels against Real Madrid. I've seen Arsenal against Inter and how the whole story panned out during the league phase and there. So if they meet PSG, I believe that this PSG team, anyhow, a pressure and regain machine. There's more pressure to regain possession, and they do this excellently. And they are excellent positional movement. It will be a different test for this Arsenal side. So to me, in as much as the bookies will be a rated Arsenal, so me a favorite. Now I think Sankia Rankia and Kebe Inter Kane. Now the PSG are 2 million, and Mekanisa, it means definitely these 2 teams will meet in the final. Okay. Because Inter Milan will eliminate Barcelona. Trust me. Barca team there wohono and being ye but taste in a year. And made a year but ubi I say and I say this because of the issues in the Barca team. They have an excellent midfield, a solid attack, but the defense now a team be a Nejinasono and yes solid here. And the weaknesses of Barca are so glaring for everybody to see. Beat their offside traps against Inter. Inter need excellent use of more wings, the left and the right channels, or more use of more wing backs to perfection. And I check maybe a goal sniffy by Pavard scored, Lautaro Martinez scored, and set pieces. Never compare the first leg against Bayern. Quite almost fast show goals. It was true building up and they're using the laterals, the wings. So they are a multifaceted team. Mechanics are. There's always a team one. Baby, I don't know if they are no one wardrobe. Old school, typical. Then they can play according to the contemporary demands of the game near there. So they are a beautiful side with balance and experience. Then PSG, on the evidence of form or experience of last year. Oyibasa Frimi quarterfinals. They thought they had made it to the finals anyway because on paper against Dortmund there, effort. But they met Dortmund and they surprised them. We learn more from losing than winning. And against Arsenal, I think they have more experience at this stage than this current crop of Arsenal players. So I think PSG will get the better of Arsenal. Inter the better of Barcelona. No final. When they do meet in the final, it is going to be an interesting game. But it will go to Inter, and they will likely do the treble again to emulate 2010. And so it also fits into the Olympia Stadium narrative. If PSG wins it, they become another new team to win the Champions League for the first time on SAR Soil and SAR Stadium.
But I say, Mickey. Akomeah, maybe I say it. Check a cramp. As all cars Arsenal Vesha for ya you Kuba. So no, 20 for ya you Kuba. Oh, busy. Who is this guy? But is that interesting? Oh, I do. I don't say I had the Miss Mepesi at your Massene. Omomo fans and Omodio Makoma and the teammate. Almost said then Akomeah and one support here. I am not sure. Into reaction if you're more than nobody before. But the moment and say, a dance to Kakra. I won't say as a fans related to clubs there. But we met me at now high analysis like I go. Chelsea every day go bottom 4. But we are a typical Chelsea fan. I will say Champions League and its dynamics are very interesting. Yeah. I was trying to say this is the third time we are having 4 clubs from different leagues getting to the semi-finals of the Champions League in the last 2 decades. Oh, okay. Intense. And 2009-2010, Inter Milan won it. 2017-2018, Real Madrid won it. This is the third time. But I say how 2009-2010 panned out. And we've been here saying because Inter Barca
or the semi-final of the competition. There are a lot of things that goes into context when discussing the Champions League. You can have your results, you can have your tactics, you can have everything, but the history of the competition doesn't change. There be a one now often, a one BC, as a results also certainly can certainly. But the shape the score Inter.Newton air pre-treble, maybe homogeneous is Barcelona air pre-treble, maybe homogeneous is Paris Saint-Germain air pre-treble, maybe homogeneous is the only odd one out. Hey, Arsenal. The last time I bought the Champions League, Arsenal finding itself in the final of the Champions League, no more Real Madrid in the round of 16. Omuko Real Madrid few more than about almost Real Madrid by 1-0. And Omuko bought the final. Now it also drives into the narrative that anytime a bubble final no there is a new team that wins it. In the last 4 to 5 UEFA Champions League seasons, Real Madrid be also called the Champions League.
Wow.
That's what I say. You can't do away with some of these things. The best man have a squad depth of Barcelona, have a squad depth of Inter, have a squad depth of Arsenal, have a squad depth of Paris Saint-Germain. But maybe a genius is saying, see, history is an American champion. And Sabi play massive role. So, person need the Champions League. One, your quality index when it comes to your squad.
Yes.
Number two, Ahana was a tactical 7-year Juma from the coaches. No, we Luis Enrique, Mikel Arteta. I also have a chess in a year. What must I say? Then number three, moment. There's no Champions League without moment. See, a one on your moment, no one shall opponent in your vision. If you need to have players with that X factor, which may decide the moment for you. Then the quality in the international American is a treble and year. Either you sacrifice one competition for the other, and how much match will team two. And we are looking fresh. For example, Barcelona period no ball double leg against Inter.Newton or Real Madrid.
Yes.
Baku a Copa del Rey, Baku a league. Now the Copa del Rey they are a final. It means custom never rest players.
Yeah.
Oboni now go Inter. You say Inter first leg washing. Now call the San Siro. San Siro they no San Siro they really are only Real Madrid a league match. So imagine say points near 4 now. About Valladolid within the midweek liba fashion. Valladolid no only now we share Inter San Madrid La Liga. No be say Satan na points gap me say. Say a 4 now na 3 now. Team bench players for whom was argued because we go more league no so be
Ababo.
It's a honor. Any club.
Okay.
Inter.Newton with the same situation. You go Inter.Newton with AC Milan so in the Coppa Italia. And so na league games so not only so the pressure see almost because 3 points gap. Oh, go on a mistake business so also be found one here. I be trying there. Paris Saint-Germain could be okay because league no match.
Algeria.
And a new team between PSG and Arsenal about Kodia and never one year here. Because they appears in watching league in area. And I don't think PSG for the second team Coupe de France will be match in the final.
Yeah, Akomeah ball baby be at me.
Ball baby at me.
Ball baby be at me.
But the quality they have and the time they have to relax before they even play a final. No crowd no actually. League they so more can league league. So more no more show. What must they've created a system and the player be a show my family any. Eddie man, it's Inter Barcelona air share the before from the 12 unit to me and 7. Arsenal about PSG so about. Because PSG Champions League no here more chain. Even the Coupe de France, right? Abu Catafone je work up na Champions League here ado mo be ye no. Because what for when you see su nyina na gigi trophies. You are here to me the City abege trouble.
Yeah.
And I saw before you go far Lucas Ukrainian you baby akra.
Ejuma omodo
omoye. If they also need to do something, almost they can be with this career day. Every share who can see us as top players 200 million euros yes na Angusiaga. So as a this will be a day. That's all. I'm a France school name class or more home. Because Mumba no spend this as I buy myself for na yeso to cool no. No good music about so Champions League to be leader. But they also believe this is the time for them. Abra ye introduce you prelims our Champions League. Moses and Dini here UEFA Champions League.
Yeah.
It's the format of the Champions League changed in 92-93. Abra the prelims day. Because Soviet Union for Yetiche. And also Oma Federation Mubiana Obia or 10 who be an opportunity. It introduced the prelims to increase the numbers.
Now this time around, we've also changed the format of the Champions League to increase the numbers. Adi meba per the all can on record say yes sound on near by ma. The friend teams, you know. The first you are the Olympic Marcel Nigeria.
Adi are so I've been on.
It will be our history talent.
But quite interesting, no. It seems that common are you dealing in ano. And the records now would go tells you say clearly so I think it's four now. Be capable.
But the idea is say there a wholly strong argument in the meeting Agia 2 year. You go find no Olympia Stadium miracle.
And no strong game.
Marcel no create the first Champions League Nottingham Forest General Dortmund General Chelsea General. England teams is saying 2, Germany 1, French 1.
They Italy falling in Spain for their crown now.
Ah, then baby and number social moment number there. As a man, also. Everyone has been surprised with Arsenal's performance in the Champions League. Let's not underrate the fact that Arsenal share Madrid back to back in the Champions League. Madrid born back to back.
You see the over break.
It's a statement win. PSG Liverpool money. It's a statement win. Inter struggled in the second leg. Oh, one few.
Yeah, man. But when they use Susan, so Arsenal say PSG in a new format, no. But
I go with Mike on the Inter Milan subject because when it comes to squad, I don't think any of the teams in the Champions League or squad machine done
Inter.
Omo team papa. Omo team decided say this weekend. Omo benche Achebe. Ubenya Yambesek moi.
Stefan de
Vrij mo mba bombo na bolu hu abra Pavard Achebe ene Baston won chain Dumfries class so ni na Damien ni na bechi ompo mo bench di mako na no Carlos Augusto na yele
ba mo so mo pangu o ma ko ba bi akosi ama mo pa
Damien
Man United also enye coaching kwa na mo so bo we say Pokoli o
but I'm sure because project in league no make decide say yeah mo to run local Anatovic in working Korea. They will still deliver. It is almost squad name so to manage games, to do things and do a lot. Barcelona, Miami and Prague. And I'm a presence here almost when about the prayer Rafina Bra or Brew
I'm Rafi. Why am Rafi in Nas Premier League in them say the car because it's here Papa. Results men I'm a pay. Results men I'm a pay.